Well, it wasn't signed by Keanu Reeves, but at least I got this damn poster. Also, I was able to snatch 2 of these at my local theater, so D, if you're not able to get one, don't worry, bro. I got ya. Also, shout out to this person who I cannot remember their username because I'm showing the image as I'm going to be editing this video later. They should be selling these posters at AMC Theaters or Regal, so I wish you good luck on getting them. And hey, who knows, maybe you might be able to get a poster signed by Keanu Reeves himself. But anyways, with that being said, hello everyone, welcome back to another review on the channel, and as I've already explained, I should have already finished this review series back when Rise of the Beast was coming out. Unfortunately, I only had time to do 3 reviews, which was the first Transformers movie, Revenge of the Fallen, and then Dark of the Moon. Lately, I've been catching up because Transformers 1 is now playing in theaters. I technically should have already had these videos done earlier this week, but I do not remember what I was doing on Tuesday. Other than Wednesday, I went to go see the movie again for the second time, and I definitely got an interesting story that I may bring up there for the Transformers 1 review. I don't know, we shall see. Alright, funny story. I had my mom get me a cup. I could have gotten a popcorn bucket, but I only wanted the cup and everything, plus they're quite expensive. And I just noticed this as soon as we got home. They may have given my mom 2 different cups, because this is supposed to come with a lid, but this is not the right lid. This is actually a separate cup. Yeah, you could have this as a drink, which, yeah, it's a drink, but I'm not complaining. I don't mind having 2 different versions of the cup, although I'm gonna see if I can try and get the lid once I go chill at the theater on Monday. But yeah, I got something cool, and hell, I might cave in on getting the Bumblebee popcorn bucket. Who knows? We shall see. I'm trying not to spend too much of my money, but I probably will spend it because I got a problem when it comes to spending money for Funko Pops or popcorn buckets. But anyways, back to topic. So yeah, I'm trying to wrap up my review series, and with Transformers 1 now out in theaters, I figured, okay, I'm gonna wrap it up around the week of Transformers 1. So I've already reviewed Age of Extinction the last night, just now. Well, technically last night, but I had finished editing it today. I was trying to finish editing it last night, but I was super duper tired. And I would be editing this tonight, but technically I am trying to win an art contest for Venom The Last Dance. Yeah, they're doing a fan art contest. I doubt I will win, but I'm trying not to be negative about it. This is what I drew for the Venom 2 Let There Be Carnage fan art contest about 3 years ago. I didn't win. I don't know if I did everything correctly, so I'm kind of in a rush as I have about 5 days to get this done, but okay, this is future me that's editing this video finally. I'm sorry, I just had to come out and just bring this up. Just a couple of things. One, the person that wanted to get the poster, I hope you were able to get one, because I went to my theater yesterday. I didn't see them there again, so I'm like, are they still selling them? So hopefully you were able to get one. But I heard that from Doom Blizzard they were giving out free posters if you went to go see Transformers 1. So you should have, like, just still, AMC Theaters or Regal Theaters is where you should be able to get the poster at. I wish you luck. I'm hoping you were able to snatch one, because I snatched 3. Actually, I ended up snatching 3, and if I didn't mention that. 1 for me, of course, and then I guess for D and Rylan. And then for the second thing about the popcorn cup, not popcorn, the cup. I was able to, oh shit, jeez, I was able to get this is the lid, but here's the cool part. It lights up! I didn't even know that! But yeah, I was able to get this yesterday, and then, what was the other thing? Oh god, I'm forgetting. God, I'm already forgetting. Alright, so yeah, again, this was filmed on the 20th of September. I should have already had this uploaded, but I've just been busy lately. I apologize. So I just had to, because I was noticing some stuff I bring up, like, oh my god, I should have had this posted a long time ago. I am gonna post for real this time, I should have my review for Transformers 1 by tomorrow, which will be the 27th of September, but we shall see. I just thought I'd make this quick video, but, hey, at least I was able to get the lid for the cup. Anyways, now back to the movie review for Bumblebee. Sorry for interrupting. Still, back to topic. So, yeah, I'm going to be doing that after I film this review. And then I guess for my review on Transformers 1, expect that either Saturday or Sunday. I said I was going to have it out on Thursday or today. I really should do something when it comes to posting my reviews on time on the movie's release. Then again, other YouTubers have posted reviews on certain movies, like, later after the movie's release or something, but just with that being said, let's just get on with the video. So yeah, the Bayverse had ended with the last night being a rather disappointing conclusion, as it had basically been going on for 10 years, which I honestly like the fact that it's been going on for 10 years. Similar with how the DCEU went on for 10 years. Unfortunately, that's a different story compared to the Bayverse. And technically, what I had brought up in my last night review, I should have saved some certain topics for this review, but just, yeah. Technically, this movie, Bumblebee, was supposed to be set in the Bayverse, but since the last night didn't perform well at the box office, but like I mentioned in my last review, Bumblebee was supposed to be set in the Bayverse, but that kind of was slightly canceled. Well, the idea of it was canceled, but they still made the solo movie. It's just set in the Reboot timeline, even though the producer is saying that all of these movies connect to the Bayverse. Shut up. We don't care about the Bayverse anymore. We've moved on. It's time for a fresh start. Also, I would recommend checking out Doom Blazer's video on all the canceled Transformers films. He could give you all the details on the Bayverse version of Bumblebee. So yeah, I mentioned that my experience for Age of Extinction was hype. Kinda want to re-experience it. For the last night, yes, it was hype until it went down low because I was getting spoiled for that movie, unfortunately. But how did my experience go for Bumblebee? Thankfully, it was a fun experience and not what I had went through for the last night. But similar to how I want to re-experience my hype on the whole last night trailer coming out, I want to experience that again for the Bumblebee trailer. Because around the time period they released the trailer, like, I gotta say, this, I don't know what week it was, but around a certain week in the month of June 2018 had to have been the best week we've gotten for trailers coming out. Because I remember we had gotten official trailer for Spider-Verse, and then a teaser trailer for How to Train Your Dragon 3, and then Bumblebee. I know we had gotten more trailers around that week, I just right now can recall those three in particular. But I remember watching the teaser trailer for this movie, and I gotta say, it was probably one of the best trailers I've seen for a Transformers movie. And it had me hyped, and this probably had to have been on my top 10 most anticipated movies for 2018. And I'm happy I was able to see this movie in theaters, as I remember watching it with my brother, and I think we got like front row seats, or like somewhere in the front, but just in like the third row or something, but still. Basically, I had a fun experience going into this movie. But one of my actual thoughts on the movie, I'm gonna say it's rather bad. It is 10 times better than The Last Night, and it's definitely one of the best Transformers movies we've gotten in the live-action series. But it's definitely on my top 5, I will say. Which, not gonna lie, ranking these movies was kind of a bit hard, but I know what's at number 1, because I saw the movie way early as of last Saturday. Now, I know some folks are still confused if these movies are supposed to be connected to the Bayverse. Let me give you a clear answer. Ignore what the producer is saying, that these are connected to the Bayverse. It's a straight-up reboot. Sure, it may contain some elements. Well, mainly this movie contained elements that connect to the first Transformers movie, but just still, ignore what that dude is saying. This is a full-on rebooted timeline, which honestly was very much needed after The Last Night. I mean, the Bayverse just sadly had to come to an end after how many movies they went on? About 5, pretty much. Although it would have been nice to have a 6th movie, so we have a trilogy of Sam Witwicky and Cade Yeager, but oh well, womp womp, I guess. And I don't think I got much negatives to say for this movie other than positives. And one of the positives I shall say is that this movie starts off on an awesome opening as we get to see the War of Cybertron, which had to have been very expensive to do, as it's all CGI. And the reason we even have an animated movie of Transformers 1 that's set on Cybertron is because this would have costed $1 billion to do in live action, so animation was kind of the easy option, which, why am I bringing that up? I should be saving that for my Transformers 1 review. Back to topic. But yeah, the opening scene of Bumblebee is definitely one of the best parts of this movie, as we get to see a little snippet of War on Cybertron, and the new designs for the Autobots, which, I'll admit, took some time for me to get used to, because I got used to the Bayverse designs, and I technically grew up watching the Bayverse films, and I could say I prefer those than the redesign they've had for the rebooted timeline, but I do like these designs a little better now. As I've mentioned, it took time to grow on me, but I feel like they're more accurate to what they're supposed to look like, as far as I know. Then again, I don't know much about Transformers, as it turns out, as I've come to learn this recently, while rewatching these movies for these reviews. Also, John Cena being in this movie, yeah, automatic 10 out of 10, because who doesn't love John Cena? Wait a second. I'm now just realizing this. John Cena's not in the cover of this movie. In fact, I don't think I even saw any scenes of him in this movie. Did they just scam us saying that, oh, John Cena's gonna be in the new Bumblebee movie? Alright, can't wait to see. Wait a second. John Cena wasn't even in this movie. Where was he? It's like we couldn't see him at all.
And his name is John Cena!
See what I did there? Okay, that was probably cringe, but you got the reference, right? Another thing I shall say. It's a good thing that Michael Bay didn't direct this movie, because, like I mentioned in my last review, I'm not a hater of Michael Bay, but definitely was for the best he did not direct this movie. Then again, I think he was pretty much done directing Transformers movies. Now, he is producing them still, but just after the last night, I was like, alright, that's it. I'm only doing 5. No more. I'm done directing these movies. I'll produce them, but no, I'm not directing them. As we had Travis Knight be on the director's chair, but Michael Bay is a producer for most of the newer Transformers movies we've done, with Bumblebee, Rise of the Beast, and now Transformers 1. Because if he did direct this movie, yeah, he would have added his Michael Bay shit in here. I do not need to see that for like the 6th time in what is technically the 6th installment in the Transformers series. Not Transformers 6, but the 6th installment. But I did like the story they had for this movie, where they had Charlie wanting to have a car, but ended up stumbling across a Transformer, which kinda similar to the plot of the first Transformers movie, where Sam Witwicky wanted a car, and ended up stumbling across a Transformer. Of course, the only difference with this one is this is a solo movie, technically a spin-off. Actually, is this considered a spin-off, now that I think about it? This may be stupid of me to say, but with this being a rebooted timeline, I feel like Bumblebee is the Iron Man movie for the rebooted cinematic universe of the Transformers movies. That sounds totally stupid there. But technically, this movie did save the Transformers series. But even though this plot feels a little similar to the first Transformers movie, because, you know, Sam Witwicky wanted a car and everything, it's rather a copy and paste of some other movies you've kind of seen, because it does have a predictable plot, I will say. Because it's giving off heavy vibes of the Iron Giant. And surprisingly, How to Train Your Dragon. Okay, take back when I said this is a copy and paste, but technically it's got a similar premise. You know where this is going, as the plot is basically predictable, so you'll really get heavy vibes of the Iron Giant and How to Train Your Dragon. Not like a nitpick for me, but you're still gonna notice that, okay, yeah, this is totally giving off vibes of the Iron Giant and How to Train Your Dragon. So that could be a nitpick for you, but it's not for me. I kind of let it slide, but again, it's definitely giving off heavy vibes of the Iron Giant and How to Train Your Dragon, which I really should rewatch the How to Train Your Dragon movies. We are getting a live-action movie next year. As for the human characters, thankfully they're all likable and not Michael Bayified with hot chicks or stupid dialogue. But who really carries this movie is definitely gotta be Haley Steinfeld's character Charlie, which, totally off topic, but kind of crazy how she had 2 different movies come out in the same month, or within a week apart or something, because before this movie's release, December 14th, she was voicing Gwen Stacy, aka Spider-Gwen, for Into the Spider-Verse. Then a week later, her movie comes out, which would happen to be Bumblebee, and not only did she star in it, she also did a song for it called Back to Life. That's all I can play because of copyright claims. I probably will still get a copyright claim. Oh well, I've already gotten a copyright claim for both of my Transformers reviews because I included trailers in them. It's nice that we got a song for this movie because it's basically like an ongoing trend to have ending songs for most of these Transformers movies. The best one still going to What Have I Done for the first Transformers film. But yeah, Back to Life is definitely one of my personal favorite songs that was released around 2018. But as I mentioned about the designs earlier, as much as I liked Bee's design in the Bayverse films, the design for this movie, I may like a lot more. Nothing against Bumblebee's design. I grew up with that design. I like that design, but having to see what he was going to look like for this movie, I just found it better. I liked it a lot more than Bumblebee's design in the Bayverse films. But I'd say they've kind of tweaked it a bit, because this is technically Michael Bay's version of Bumblebee, because this is what he's supposed to look like. I'm not sure. I really don't know much lore about Transformers, unfortunately. But I guess everyone just likes this design more than what he's originally supposed to look like. I don't know. I really should do my research, but I do like his battle mask, which makes him look like an actual Bumblebee. Also, I'm kind of going to be back and forth on him having to use a radio just to speak, because technically he does... We do get to hear his voice, which is voiced by none other than Dylan O'Brien. I'm still shocked that he was the voice for Bumblebee only for the opening until he lost his voice. I feel like we should give Bumblebee his voice again and not have him talk through the radio. I mean, not that, honestly, I'm back and forth about it. I mean, 3C Films had this criticism, I think, for his spoiler review.
But one thing that they gotta stop doing with Bumblebee is talking through the radio thing. It's getting old. Give Bumblebee a dedicated voice actor, even if it's Tom Holland. Okay, I said it. I want to hear Bumblebee just casually talk to the team, give out his thoughts, or be a strategist. He's obviously a good fighter. It was cute in the first couple of movies that Bumblebee uses the radio or famous movie lines to talk, but here it's just kind of overdone already. We don't need Bumblebee always speaking in that way. I feel like sometimes that just reduces his character to almost being like a droid from Star Wars, where he just makes beep boop bop noises all the time. Who knows, maybe I'm wrong about that and everybody still loves the radio talking Bumblebee.
I may have to agree with him. Why don't we just give him his voice back? I mean, I don't mind him talking through the radio, but I mean, this is technically supposed to be the rebooted timeline, so we might as I don't know. Like I said, I'm back and forth about this. As for the villains of Bumblebee, while yes, they were definitely threatening villains, they're not my favorite. Plus, why wasn't Barricade the main villain? Technically, he's an arch nemesis for Bumblebee, but hey, props to Angela Bassett for her voice acting as a Decepticon. She honestly killed it. Which I think I was shocked to find out about that as of recently. Most likely last year. I think I found out about this from one of Doomblazer's videos. But since I did a video earlier this year talking about my top 10 favorite movies of 2018, Bumblebee is definitely on that top 10 list. But as I've already mentioned earlier, it's also on my top 5 favorite Transformers movies, as I'd say we have 8, but now we have 9 if we include the 1986 film, which I wanted to check that out before checking out the new animated Transformers movie, which would be Transformers 1. But like I said, it's definitely better than Last Night, but also Revenge of the Fallen. Well, I got a soft spot for Age of Extinction, but I think that the first Transformers movie, Dark of the Moon, and Rise of the Beasts are like my personal favorite or personal best in the series. I don't know. I may do a ranking list of all 8 movies, probably in a TikTok. I don't know. I'm tempted to do a ranking video. But yeah, it's definitely better than not only The Last Night, but also Revenge of the Fallen. Well, my personal favorites are the first Transformers movie, Dark of the Moon, Rise of the Beast, and Age of Extinction, which, yes, I'm aware that's not a great movie, but hey, I got a soft spot for it. And I could say I would like to see Charlie again in the live-action movies, but I think that would kind of be unnecessary because of the way this movie had ended with her, because I felt like her story kind of wrapped up on a happy note when she finally got to have her own car. But I would definitely like to see John Cena again. Like, have him team up with the Autobots for the Transformers G.I. Joe crossover movie. But one more thing I need to bring up, and this is something I've come to realize. Where the hell is Megatron in the rebooted timeline? Last year, I saw a toy figure of him for Rise of the Beast. Now, I don't know if he was supposed to be in that movie, but apparently he was supposed to be in the Bumblebee solo movie, but it was cut out for some reason. Actually, before this was turned into a reboot, in the Michael Bay version of Bumblebee, we would have seen Megatron in there, but then would have seen how he became frozen in the ice, setting up how he was frozen in the first Transformers movie. But once they hit the reboot button, they thought that was completely unnecessary. But technically, we do have a rebooted design of Megatron, and he looks yeah, no, he looks totally menacing, and this is a rather accurate look to Megatron. But no, I find it totally random that we had a toy figure of Megatron for Rise of the Beast, yet he was nowhere in that movie. Are they setting him up or something? Like, where the hell is he at? I could be totally wrong on this, but I feel like they're saving him for the Transformers and G.I. Joe crossover movie where they have Megatron and the Decepticons team up with the villains of G.I. Joe, which are the Cobra Commanders or something? I don't know. I've only seen like 3 movies of G.I. Joe. It's been a while, especially with Snake Eyes. I've only seen that once at theaters. But as much as I don't know jack squat about the Transformers lore, same can go for the G.I. Joe lore. I don't know. I hope we do get to see him though, because I feel like they're saving him up for something big. Then again, we got Unicron chilling in space as the big bad villain for the Transformers rebooted timeline, so I doubt we'll see him in the next live-action movie, but still, we can't forget about him. But like I mentioned earlier, a reboot was necessary after Last Night, and yeah, Bumblebee did save the Transformers series. Now, I don't know if this did okay at the box office. It probably underperformed because folks were like done with the Transformers movies thanks to the damage Michael Bay did with The Last Night, as that movie sadly didn't make much money. I mean, Dark of the Moon and Age of Extinction made $1 billion at the box office, but the reason that The Last Night didn't do well was because it was in competition with other movies coming out in the same month, which would have been Wonder Woman, Despicable Me 3, and Denmark or something? I don't know. Basically, it had competition with other movies coming out in 2017. Now, I don't know how much money Rise of the Beast made. I'm thinking that was solid, but just... I'll have to check how much money this movie made, because, again, Bumblebee saved the Transformers franchise, because it was kind of in the dumps after The Last Night, but... For my rating for the movie, best I can give is a 9 out of 10. This is definitely one of the better made movies in the Transformers series. And then we would get a sequel, which would be Rise of the Beast. But now we're waiting for the next sequel to that movie, which would be the Transformers and G.I. Joe crossover, which, as soon as we get a release date for that, that's going on my top 10 list, because not only am I a Transformers fan, but like a crossover? I'm still shocked that they teased G.I. Joe at the end of Rise of the Beast last year. Okay, I probably should have said that, because that's kind of that's still a bit of a spoiler if you've not seen Rise of the Beast. But yeah, I'm overall excited that we're getting like 2 different trilogies, one live action, one animated. And having to hear some recent updates for the Transformers movies, both live action and animated, yeah, future's looking bright for the Transformers series. So with that being said, that's all I could say for my thoughts on Bumblebee. And like I mentioned, it's one of my favorite movies that came out in 2018, and it's definitely on my top 5 for my ranking list of the Transformers movies. And now I finally have wrapped up my review series. Now there's just one more Transformers review I need to do, and that is my thoughts on Transformers 1, now that I've seen that 3 times now. So definitely stay tuned for that. I am going to drop spoilers now that the movie is technically out now, but anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts, comments down below for Bumblebee, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.